Have you ever played Helldivers 2 and realized how hard it is to play solo? Solo on the hardest difficulty? Have you ever played through an entire mission without dying? Have you played through an entire mission on the hardest difficulty without dying while also clearing the entire map all while playing by yourself? I'll tell you right now, I haven't, but this guy has.
Unleashing democracy.
2 minutes and 30 seconds.
How'd you like the taste of freedom?
This guy goes by the name of Antique Nova. They sent me a direct message and wanted me to showcase their solo no-death full clear run. I'm just going to highlight some of the crazy moments, get a breakdown of the weapons they use and kind of the tactics throughout their playthrough, but I'll make sure to put all the links down below. You can find their YouTube, Antique Nova. Without further ado, let's jump into what this guy is using during his playthrough. But before we do that, I want to tell you about today's sponsor, HelloFresh. As a part-time YouTuber of over 5 years and a father of now 4 children, anytime I get a sponsorship opportunity, I am over the moon excited. If you're like me and have committed to enjoying dinner at the table this year, but your evenings are too busy, look to HelloFresh's quick and easy meal options, such as their 20-minute recipes crafted to reduce stress and enhance your dining experience. Plus, when you sign up for HelloFresh right now, you'll receive complimentary dessert for life. Indulge your cravings with a free dessert item in every box while your subscription remains active. My wife just gave birth to our 4th son last week, and it's obvious that meal prepping has become an even harder task than before. With HelloFresh, we can make delicious food a priority with quick, convenient recipes delivered straight from the farm right to my doorstep. The nice thing about HelloFresh is the simplicity of it all. Just select the type of food you want, the portions, etc. Select a delivery date, and HelloFresh handles the meal planning and the shopping. So all you have to do is open your box of pre-portioned ingredients and get cooking. The HelloFresh website has a ton, and I mean tons of new recipes to choose from, and everything is so easy to make with their simple step-by-step instructions and every ingredient needed to get your meal created. Give HelloFresh a try today by scanning the QR code on screen, clicking the link in the description, or by using my code POGHF131848 and get 16 free meals plus free dessert for life while your subscription is active. Every new subscriber will be counted in real time so I can see everyone that supports me. Thanks again to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. Alright, so we can see here we're going to be on Vandalon for the Automaton control, where he's going to have to sabotage the airbase and then destroy 2 dropships. As you can see, this is level 9 difficulty Helldive, and this player is level 50, which is the max level you can get in the game, which is the title of Skull Admiral. Alright, so we're dropping in right here, and from the looks of it, relatively safely. I mean, we knew that based off of where they chose on the map here. Oh, and we do have enemy personnel immediately right off the gate. He's actually surrounded all over the place based off his mini-map here, and he seems to slowly get into position here. He doesn't want to start any type of enemy drops. So he's looking to fire. Oh, pick these guys off. Boom. Instantly a flare gun tries to get shot off, but he's able to kill it fast enough, and this guy's standing still, and just like that, he picks off 3 enemies right off the gate. So as you guys know, in the higher difficulties, you kind of want to play it almost slower, more methodical, and trying to be more stealth. Obviously, the stealth here now is slightly broken, but initially he was able to get rid of any of the enemies that were going to shoot off the flares, which is big, because he doesn't want to fight any extra enemies if he doesn't have to. Now we have like a somewhat patrol over here that's just kind of standing still off to the right, 2 walkers. And now we're slowly running away, trying to get our bearings here. We're starting to stealth again. Now he decides to take out the walkers here. Boom, 3 shots just like that takes out all 3 enemies. I'm pretty impressed with that, actually. This rifle might actually be pretty good. When it comes to this type of stuff, we're able to just pick off enemies from a distance accurately. Unlike that, though, it took 2 shots to kill that guy. Now here's another one. Has to reload. So since his range is pretty far away here. Okay, there they go. Now they're starting to shoot back finally. And he's just kind of keeping his distance here. Whenever he's under suppressing fire or any type of that, he's starting to back up, give himself some room and some space, allow himself to get a better angle. Now, he does do a full clear on this map, so we are just going to kind of jump around to not waste time. If you want to watch the full video to fully understand how this guy does it, the links again will be down below. Alright, so now he's finally calling in his autocannon now that he's safe and doesn't have to worry about anything. As the autocannon takes forever to fall down due to the modifiers that he's currently experiencing, he's picking off some enemies out into the distance. With the autocannon now equipped, he's looking on his mini-map trying to figure out exactly where he wants to go. Before that, he's going to take out this turret. As you know, most of these bots here, like the tanks and whatnots, have like vents on the back that you can actually shoot with the autocannon and kill them pretty quickly. Oof, accidentally runs into like one of those ice mines that completely depletes his stamina. He has to stop everything he's doing to get that back up. If he wanted to, he could pop a stim there, which would have healed him and then rejuvenated all of his stamina, but instead decided to wait it out, which, to be fair, is probably a smart decision, seeing that he only has 2 stims available. So here we are at an outpost here. As we know, we're doing a full clear, so it doesn't matter about the objective because everything on the map will get destroyed.
Warning, you are in range of enemy artillery.
Easily destroying this outpost with this autocannon from range and not even inside the compound to give himself safe security here. 3 shots to the back of these turrets destroys them. Oh my goodness gracious, he is just destroying this outpost like it's absolutely nothing. Looks like he's trying to break away, maybe reset the line of sight, reset the aggro of the enemies. Alright, so it looks like the Game Master has a Hell Bomb here. It's probably for this spot. Oof, the Hell Bomb kind of lands awkwardly in a different position, probably not exactly where he wants it to land. But that's okay. So far the enemies don't quite know where he is, and he's picking them off one by one. Actually doing a pretty good job. Surprisingly, all of these bots are getting one shot. I'm wondering where the heavy enemies are, but I'm assuming because he has yet to alert or get a flare into the sky, the big enemies like the tanks and the Hulks and whatnot have yet to spawn in. Now he does have a help. Oh, we got a rocket guy here. He shoots him perfectly. One shot to the chest just absolutely deletes him. Now we have a hell bomb here. We're going to set this off, and then we're going to run away. It's probably going to complete that mortar emplacement there. Yeah, looks like it. Oh, he's out of the combat zone, out of the mission, but that's okay. Picking off enemies while he can. Mortar strikes are flying in. Boom, there goes the hell bomb. Looks like only 1 of the 3 mortars were killed, so there's still 2 more mortars available to destroy. But I imagine that hell bomb basically just wiped out all the enemies in the area. Oh, not quite. There is actually quite a few enemies still left. It seems they'd be coming in from a patrol. Oh! Almost gets called into flare. Luckily kills the enemy just in time. That seems to be the big point here, is to kill things as fast as you can. Ooh, enemies coming in close. Autocannon starting to do some friendly fire damage to himself, or at least the kickback looks like it is. Maybe it's not. Alright, we're calling our first airstrike here. Oh, now we have a bot drop. It's been detected, and now he is on the move. Does not want to stick around to fight this. I'm assuming he's going to either completely reposition himself to fight back, or he's going to completely reposition himself so that he doesn't have to fight these enemies anymore and completely drop the aggro. Which is something you can actually do. If you can break line of sight long enough and kind of create distance, you will drop the aggro of the enemies. The only hard part about that is being able to not run into another patrol by mistake. Now, he is teetering the line here of the combat zone, which is honestly probably pretty smart. I don't think the enemies are going to go out into that zone. Of course, he can only be in that zone for about 10 seconds, as we've seen. Okay, now we're fighting a slightly bigger enemy. Finally, we've been fighting just these light guys because the bot drops have been none until just recently. But as you can see, the aggro has been completely dropped, and now he's just picking them off one by one again. So basically, he's playing like Splinter Cell Stealth, Metal Gear Solid. Basically, just slow, methodical, picking his battles, killing enemies from afar without doing anything absolutely crazy. Now, I didn't know if you guys know this, but you can shoot the autocannon into those vents and kill it. Also throw grenades, of course, right? Then you can also throw a grenade straight into the doorway as well, as long as it's open. It will count as destroying those. Now, he's still got 1 more mortar to kill. Here it is. He's going to grab a sample along the way. He's trying to get behind it so he can shoot it with the autocannon. And then this will clear this encampment here of the mortars. There we go, final shot, and just like that, the mortar emplacement is dead. So we haven't even done the main objective yet. We're just doing side objectives. We are pretty close to one of the dropships, so I imagine we might work towards that direction. Oh, but look at this. There is a factory up here, so you better believe this guy's going to go take out the factory, because this video, he does everything. Full clear, no death, hell dive, solo difficulty. Very impressive, guys. Make sure to check out his channel. Again, he gave me full permission to do this. He reached out to me to make this commentary. Oh, we got a patrol now. Patrols can be tricky. You really do not have to fight patrols. You can completely ignore them. You can stealth by them. As we know, since there is Blizzard, the range of sight of the enemies right now are low, as well as the players. But then he also is using that recon armor where the enemies see him like 30% less. So he's able to sneak around a little bit more, which I think is actually really important when soloing, is just not being seen by enemies and only having to fight fights that you really want to fight. Because look at that patrol he just dodged right there. That would have been absolutely disastrous if he had to fight that head on without having any of his stratagems up. Alright, he's coming up to this next spot here. It looks like that bot is sensing him, which I think is kind of silly because he's not actually in range. Okay, here we go. Now this bot sees him, so maybe the other bots start the aggro. Let's see if he can climb up here. He does. Okay, so those ones did not actually see him. They may have just been on like a walking path. Tries to take a shot on the guy in the back, but he can't. He gets clipped on by the terrain there. And now we're just kind of chilling, trying to figure out what we want to do here. Oh, a patrol just sneaks on by, does not know where he is. Look at that. He shoots that one in the back, and that one takes a year and a half to turn around. We have not actually been officially spotted here for a bot drop, so we are chilling. So he's coming up on one of the drop ships here. Now he's taking out some of the outposts here, taking out some of the enemies. He's calling in a hell bomb so that he can destroy these drop ships. As you can see here, not a single bot drop has happened in this area so far, so he's not getting overwhelmed by some of the higher tiered enemies. He destroys the dropship, and then he's on the move, destroys a heavy automaton outpost, gets wrecked by his airstrike, calls in a resupply, gets some more ammo, some stims, grenades, you name it. And then he's on the move yet again. This time he gets caught out though, has a bot drop. Not exactly sure why. Oh, a guy from the distance calls in the flare. Unfortunate, his distance there from the enemies was very, very far. The fact that they just called in a patrol like that, or sorry, called in a bot drop that fast is kind of unfortunate, and I wish it was a little bit more consistent and you knew how to deal with those, but unfortunately here we are. So he's still deciding to take out enemies here, but if I was him, I wouldn't even want to bother dealing with these guys anymore with all those heavy armored guys he just dropped in, and it looks like he agrees with me because he is moving on. So he's kind of jumping in and around these posts, just kind of stealthing out, picking people off. This makes me really want to play the game even more.
Eagle, back in the fight. Bot outpost spotted.
Unleashing democracy. Objective near your position. Objective critical stratagem available. Objective critical stratagem no longer available.
For prosperity.
Enemy tactical asset within threat range.
Eagle 1 armed and ready.
Hellbomb request approved, on its way now.
Hellbomb armed. Clear the area.
tactical asset nearby.